it's like at the YMCA? Kind of talking more about the locker room. Old guys walking around, no towels at all, having long conversations, combing their hair in the mirror, warts. It is what it is. Old school. Now imagine you're a 16-year-old girl in that locker room. It's happening. Abbigail Wheeler was a member of the YMCA in Springfield, Illinois. She was a part of the swim team. And after practice, she went to the girls' locker room to change. And that's where she claims she saw a naked man changing right in front of her. It was a man identifying as a woman, a trans man. And as any 16-year-old girl would, she felt uncomfortable. So she went to her swim coach, who said, there's nothing they can do about it. It's against the law in Illinois to discriminate against men in women's locker rooms now. Grown men can watch 16-year-old girls undress because Illinois is inclusive. So Abbigail took matters into her own hands. Abigail and her friends posted signs in the locker room saying, women's rights and biological women only. So she went to her swim coach, who allegedly kicked her off the team and said she was promoting, quote, hate speech. Now, Fox News reached out to the Springfield Y. They deny it took place. But let's talk to that brave 16-year-old girl, Abbigail Wheeler, and get her side of the story. So, Abigail, you saw a naked guy changing right in front of you at the Y in the locker room?
Yes, I did.
Was he saying he was a woman?
Yes, he was claiming to be a woman and changing in the women's locker room at the YMCA facility.
Was he ashamed at all that he was doing this in front of you?
Absolutely not.
All right, so you see this, obviously you're stunned, and you report this.
Yes.
And they said they can't do anything? What exactly did they say?
So when I went to my coach and I explained my concerns to him, he told me that there was nothing they could do by Illinois state law, and that when I asked him what I could do and if they were going to make any further, action towards this, they told me that they weren't going to, and that if I wasn't comfortable, that I could use the family locker rooms or I did not have to use the facilities.
Oh, so you have to change in a different locker room. The man in the women's locker room can stay and get naked. Is that what he said?
Yes.
Was this guy looking at you when you were changing or when he was changing?
The first time I was in the locker room while he was in there, he was just sitting in the locker room and watching.
Was he naked?
No, he was in a women's swimsuit.
Okay, so you have a guy, and he's physically a guy, right?
Yes.
In a woman's one piece, sitting on the bench,
yes,
watching you get changed at a Y.
Yep.
And so you raise this as an issue. Go ahead.
After I expressed my concerns and was told I could use, the different locker rooms, the family changing, or not use the facilities, me and a friend, a teammate actually, decided to put informative signs up in the women's locker room to express our concerns and to let people really just know what was actually happening at the Y. And the next day at practice, again, I know you already said we were both told that they were considered hate speech and disrespectful, and that the Y would follow up with our families, and that it probably was not appropriate for us to practice that evening.
And now you're off the swim team.
Yep. Later, they sent emails to my family and phone calls stating that I am currently banned from the Y until I have a meeting with the staff, and we further explain into the punishments that they were going to give us.
Well, Abigail, I really want to applaud you for taking this to another level, putting up the signs, expressing how uncomfortable this made you. You don't deserve to be kicked out or dropped from the swim team. We're going to follow up with the YMCA, the national YMCA tomorrow about this and see if they can answer some questions. Thank you so much. What's your prime?
What was that?
What do you swim?
Oh, I swim butterfly.
All right.
2 butterfly, actually.
All right. That's the hardest stroke. You must be good. Abigail, thank you so much. We'll continue to cover this. This is absolutely
Thank you so much,
insane.
Mr. Waters.
All right.